One is the advent of protective equipment for tailenders, which didn't exist. You go way back from the 70s and before. In my mind's eye, I can picture Eric Underwood leaping, trying to avoid bouncers from the West Indian quicks without a helmet on. And of course, if you're not a very capable batsman, that's a big thing. So a bit of protective equipment, and then just the ability to practice, really, through bowling machines or having coaches around to throw the ball. Before the advent of those things, tailenders wouldn't have got much practice time either.
Well, the confidence to get on the front foot. And unfortunately, as I mentioned just before, the amount of rain we've had around here has just slowed things up a little bit. But they're aware, England and Bashir, as he gets off the mark.
Yeah, 350 up, and an overthrow just symptomatic of Sri Lanka's morning, really, which has been, as I mentioned, very lethargic, lacklustre, sloppy, whichever adjective you want to use.
There's something about the captain too, and isn't Dhananjaya De Silva's always had pretty much for the first couple of days a smile on his face, but it's gone missing in his first session today. A little tickle, and Chandimal, who's been very good behind the stumps today, has already taken a very good catch. May just have landed potentially on the ball.
Hi. Wow, you're glowing, यार. Real life हो या picture? तुम्हारी स्किन हमेशा इतनी flawless कैसे?
है एक स्किन स्पेशलिस्ट मिलना है जब स्किन स्पेशलिस्ट घर पे then why go out? साफी के 28 हर्ब्स का यूनिक फॉर्मूला खून को साफ करके स्किन को बनाए हेल्दी अंदर से हमदर्द साफी हर घर का स्किन स्पेशलिस्ट.
Rid of Jamie Smith, not quite sure what happened there, but I think he's okay. Good low catches to get rid of Joe Root.
Yeah, still walking a little bit tentatively is Chandimal. He was great behind the wicket yesterday. There was a lot of balls sort of dying before him, and he just got ugly. He just got the body behind it, just made sure that nothing got through. Well, we were talking about the importance of additional runs from the tail. We're also seeing some flamboyance from the tail as well.
Yeah, he's got a bit of a licence now. He's done his job in accompanying the batters ahead of him. He's now the man because Shoaib Bashir is a left, so he's got a bit of a licence to enjoy himself with that lead 117.
Yeah, just confirmation that the highest average for numbers 9, 10 and 11 in test matches over the last 3 years. New Zealand top of the tree, averaging 16.9, but England quickly chasing them, 5.1 second on the list. What would the tail have contributed back in your day, Athers? Who would you have?
Well, famously, when Nasser was captain, we had a 8, 9, 10 jack that was pretty vulnerable, I would say. I'm trying to think what it was. Tufnell, Malcolm, Mullally, Giddins springs to mind.
Yep.
Yeah, the days of absolute rabbits are disappearing fast. Sadly.
It might be just because of the way in which, pathways cricket and school cricket these days as well. Mitchell Starc started his junior cricket as an opening back wicketkeeper. It certainly has changed. I definitely think that there's a way in which coaches are developing players that they basically say if you want to get into a team these days, you've got to nail 2 of the 3 skills very, very well. So wicket-keeper batters. If you don't bowl, you've got to be brilliant in the field.
It's something I put to Simon Doull, actually, because I was chatting about him, Jimmy Anderson, Trent Bolt, all of whom are exceptional strikers of a ball on a golf course and therefore talented people. So I was kind of saying, well, why is that not translated into batting? And he said just in his day, he just didn't get enough practice for partly the reasons that I mentioned, the lack of coaches around in those days. The batting time in the nets went to the batters and not the tail-enders. And therefore they just didn't get a chance to improve their batting.
Just a single coming from the over, 9 down, 354 on the board.
Chef, is the gravy ready?
Yes, chef.
In 2 minutes, number table order ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು. Yes, chef.
माँ इतना कुछ समझ ही नहीं हो रहा।
लाइव चैट भी चल रही है, मुझे पता है।
जब तेरे हाथ का खाना खा लेंगे ना, सब आसान हो जाना है।
वे आँख खोल दुनिया है गोल गोल गोल, जितने तू दुनिया
मैं भी चले आया था।
तू असल नहीं हो।
And also just selectors determining that the position at number 8 is an important position. It's partly why Chris Woakes is such a valuable cricketer for England, outstanding record with ball and bat at home, in particular in that number 8 position, although I know he's 7 in this game.
Particularly if your team doesn't have that out-and-out all-rounder. More and more focus on ensuring that 7, 8, 9 are really contributing with the bat. Yep, Chris Woakes, more than capable.
Yes, this is a much fuller ball than the one that he missed in the previous over. Gets in a good position, gets outside the line of the ball. His footwork is good to get across and get his head outside the line of the ball. Helps it on its way. I think I'm right in saying that 149 at the start of the year was the round of Kookaburra games. Very high scoring game. Durham, Warwickshire, short boundaries from memory.
And Kamindu with a handy catch as well, as that would have been affected by what we've already noticed here is half-decent breeze coming across the ground.
Well, an excellent morning for England, a very poor one for Sri Lanka, who will now have to put that behind them, turn their attentions to batting, because that lead now a significant one for England, 122 runs down the order, 100 for Jamie Smith, and contributions from that lower order. It's an excellent morning for England. That is a healthy lead. Sri Lanka will have to bat well now for the final 2 sessions of today, get themselves back in this game.
Ground staff now over to you to set things up. Some running repairs out in the middle and prepare things now for Sri Lanka's second innings. highlight of the day was Jamie Smith, 95 at Trent Bridge against the West Indies, and it was a disappointment that he couldn't go into three figures there, but it didn't take too long, a couple of weeks down the track, and there it is, 111 to him in a brilliant look.
Pretty good yesterday, not so good today. Sri Lanka, but Sita Fernando, the pick of the bowlers, with 4 for 103. 3 wickets, including a couple of crackers for the left-arm spinner Prabhat Jayasuriya.
10 minutes of today's lunch.
So 358 off that maiden test 100 from Jamie Smith. Harry Brook looked wonderful. So did Joe Root. Both of those, I think a lot of people would have thought would have moved on to the 3-figure mark. But hats off to Sri Lanka and their patience trying to find the wickets there. I see that Fernando with 4 to his name. Jayasuriya with 2 absolute peaches of deliveries, showing that you can get turn out of this wicket if you get that seam in the right position. So a lead now for England of 122.
Yes, chef.
In 2 minutes,
माँ इतने तक कुछ समझ ही नहीं हो रहा।
जब तेरे हाथ का खाना खा लेंगे ना, सब आसान हो जाना है।
वे अख खोल दुनिया बोल 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 जितने तू दुनिया नु बोल मिठे बोल मन तू असल नहीं हो मन तू नकल।
शेफ
स्कैम होगा तो
ब्लू टिक है शेफ।
Trusted businesses को पहचानो in a flash with Meta Verified Badge. Message privately with multiple layers of protection. WhatsApp.
इस मिट्टी पे घर पापा सब बेटा घर जिंदगी में एक ही बार बनता है। भरोसा रखिए घर मजबूत ही बनेगा।
एक है मौका, इसमें सब लगाऊंगा। अपने इरादों से मजबूत एक घर बनाऊंगा।
भिजवाना सिर्फ अल्ट्राटेक ही। अल्ट्राटेक ही क्यों? आप ही ने तो कहा था कि घर जिंदगी में सिर्फ एक ही बार बनता है।
घर एक, मौका एक, इसलिए सीमेंट भी देश का नंबर 1 अल्ट्राटेक, इंडियाज नंबर 1 सीमेंट।
हाय, वाओ, यू ग्लोइंग यार। रियल लाइफ हो या पिक्चर? तुम्हारी स्किन हमेशा इतनी फ्लॉलेस कैसे
है? एक स्किन स्पेशलिस्ट मिलना है। जब स्किन स्पेशलिस्ट घर पे, then why go out? साफी के 28 हर्ब्स का यूनिक फॉर्मूला खून को साफ करके स्किन को बनाए हेल्दी अंदर से। हमदर्द साफी, हर घर का स्किन स्पेशलिस्ट।
ये है डीप स्लीप की दुनिया, जहाँ है डीप अब्जॉर्प्शन बिना सॉगिनेस, बेस्ट अब्जॉर्बेंट मैमी पोको बैंड्स के साथ। इसके एक्स्ट्रा तीसरी लेयर और डीप क्रिस क्रॉस सुसु सोखे बिना सॉगिनेस के, और दे दुगनी प्रोटेक्शन थाई लीकेज से बचाए अच्छी नींद आए, मैमी पोको बैंड्स।
उसमें कुल मिलाकर 60 करोड़ रुपए ट्रांसफर हुए हैं। इट्स अ ह्यूज स्कैम।
बैटरी के खिलाफ खड़ा होने वाला कोई भी जिंदा नहीं बचा है आज तक।
ये बताओ तुम सबने ऐसा क्या कांड किया है? हाँ,
Every victory is born of defeat.
Hey guys, welcome to the stream.
Moments that beg you to give up. But you push on.
Okay, we got this.
Relentlessly. Always moving forward. Because the game only ends
if you let it.
Reach your impossible. Lenovo Legion.
बढ़िया क्लू है सर।
पूछ रही थी ना कि सत्या हमारा क्या लगता है?
We are going to rule this state. उसमें कुल मिलाकर 60 करोड़ रुपए ट्रांसफर हुए हैं। इट्स अ ह्यूज स्कैम।
बैटरी के खिलाफ खड़ा होने वाला कोई भी जिंदा नहीं बचा है आज तक।
ये बताओ तुम सबने ऐसा क्या कांड किया है? हाँ,
आउट 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 प्लीज। अभी मत गिर गुरु। यस। ओ तेरी क्या पीट रहा है यार? 6 more 6 more। कैच इट कैच इट कैच इट। भाग भाग और भाग। नो। यस। ब्रो, who are you supporting?
I'm new trading.
Baby, let's go for a holiday.
Real action is happening in the stock markets. Download the Kotak Neo app and start Neo trading. जो तेज हैं, वो आगे हैं. Investments in securities market are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing.
Streaming now on Sony Live. This is just football. Just two teams wanting to play a game.
Oh, what a challenge!
It's just another way to spend your weekend. Just 22 players fighting for one ball. It's just about getting it into the net.
Bayern are on fire!
This is just football. But it means everything. VfL Wolfsburg versus FC Bayern München.
इस मिट्टी पे घर पापा सब बेटा घर जिंदगी में एक ही बार बनता है भरोसा रखिए घर मजबूत ही बनेगा
एक है मौका इसमें सब लगाऊंगा अपने इरादों से मजबूत एक घर बनाऊंगा
भिजवाना सिर्फ अल्ट्राटेक
ही
आप ही ने तो कहा था कि घर जिंदगी में सिर्फ एक ही बार बनता है
घर एक मौका एक इसलिए सीमेंट भी देश का नंबर 1 अल्ट्राटेक इंडियाज नंबर 1 सीमेंट
This is just football. Just two teams wanting to play a game.
Oh, what a challenge!
It's just another way to spend your weekend. Just 22 players fighting for one ball. It's just about getting it into the net.
Bayern are on fire!
This is just football. But it means everything. VfL Wolfsburg versus FC Bayern München.
अब मैंने ऐसा लगा आपने वो जो फुल स्क्रीन करवाई ना उसका फर्क हो जाएगा फुल स्क्रीन करवा दी जो आपने दिखाएंगे तो लोगी सही रहेगा मोदी की चला दो मोदी को भी मुश्किल आ रहा है क्यों इसका राजनीति वाला वो है उसमें कीमत ना हो कॉपीराइट पे बंद हो वो ले दो मोदी की लाइव फिर चला के देख फोन पर मोदी की लाइव यो तो है 1,000 रुपए है वो दे दो काम चलाओगे अगर यो लगाते हैं एक साइड का दोनों का मान लेते हैं एक साइड का रखने का मतलब देना पड़ेगा या मान लो मैच तो का तो है मैच तो करता है और उधर आने की 20,000 रुपए और एक साइड का रखने का तो मैं 200 बाइक चला लूंगा या मेट्रो में कितने लाख के होंगे तो 12 13 तो या हम जाने भी कर सकते हो ज्यादा हो गया हमें जाना भी आना भी हमें गाड़ी उठा ले जानी चाहिए फिर उसे लेकर आऊंगी फिर आऊंगी वो जो लोग हैं भाई पर मैं चल करके बता दूं तो कई बार मैं मगर के एकदम टूट गया उनका कल का मेरे को टाइम बता दो मैं सिर्फ घर से निकल के पहले ऊपर पहुंच और अपने भाई जो भी है मेरे दिमाग में सोच रहा हूं अरे सुनो तो मैंने फिर भी स्कूल रखेगा ना क्योंकि अभी भी सुनाने को हो गए आप तो ये आपने 56 को बेहतर दिखा दिए देखिए बाबू इसमें पहला दिया हां भाई जी वही होगी और नारपुर वो बात हुई नारपुर से इन्हें दिख पड़ा भाई वो हफ्ते में हुई है खेल रहे तक 5 सेकंड हो गए अभी ठीक है कल जाम है मेरी भी वीडियो का जिस कदम उस टाइम जुड़ेगा उससे भी जुड़ जाएगा मन है मैं कितना आगे देखूंगा लोकेशन भेज दो तो भेज दो भेजे ना डाउनलोड को डाला फिर बोल दो ये इसका नंबर पर गाड़ी जाओगी गाड़ी की लगा बताइए किया ये तो मैं कहूँगा न्यूज़ देख सकता है और न्यूज़ का विकास करने वाला है कि कितने की चली जाएगी तो पूरा 10 दिन हो गए तो गुड़गांव में आना कितने मांग रहा है ये दुकान बताओ ना ये 5 से 7 हुआ मैं तेरी गोमान दो शो में मान देता हूँ हम जाएंगे रोज दिन गाड़ी लेकर आओ टाइम खराब उनके आओगे बीच जाके लगा रहा वो इधर को मिला कोई Anything you should be doing then that hello भैया मैंने आपके पास लोकेशन भेज दी माफी उठाए दो चीज जहाँ पे गाड़ी खड़ी है वो बाइक है मदद बजे आ रहा है
Blue ticket chef. Trusted businesses को पहचानो in a flash with Meta Verified badge. Message privately with multiple layers of protection. WhatsApp.
अब Burger King में मिले 2 new BK Pizza Puff at just ₹59, 2 crispy veg burgers at just ₹79, and 2 crispy chicken burgers at just ₹99. क्योंकि पेट भरेगा, नियत नहीं. See you at Burger King.
ये setback नहीं, comeback है.
आकाश रिपीटेड कोर्स के साथ
comeback है.
Kusal Mendes now out to the middle. 64 matches underneath his belt, a best of 245. 71 hundreds combination for the top order for Sri Lanka. They've got experience, they know how to get themselves in and build partnerships and innings, but we just haven't quite seen it from them so far. Senior players need to step up.
I mentioned Wokes has got a lovely breeze for his outswing, but he's not a one-trick pony. That's why he's a really good performer. Can take it away from the right-hander, obviously. That's his stop ball. But then he's got that one that nips back. And it's no fluke. He's looking to do that because you can see the ball as it's coming down. Excellent bowling, skillful bowling.
And uncertain with the footwork there as well. It's a good match up here for England. Coming into this test match, Chris Wokes had got Mendes twice in 38 balls.
Well, this backs up the point, really, the skill of Wokes. He definitely looks to swing the second ball, takes the outside edge, and then scrambles the seam down and nips it back. Third ball. You've got to try and watch for it as an opener. It's not easy to see.
Seems all too easy so far for England. Brilliant first over. It's a wicket maiden, none for one.
Yele, tubile, superb.
Yes. चल यार और थोड़ा ऊपर मक्खन.
Headshot. No.
Just 20 more points. Yes. What a killing.
Hey bro, combat ready?
Nah, neo trading.
Sir, this way.
Real action is happening in the stock markets. Download the Kotak Neo app and start neo trading. जो तेज हैं, वो आगे हैं. Investments in securities market are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing.
Yeah, it comes down to attention to detail, doesn't it? Sri Lanka didn't have that at the start of today, and they haven't had it at the start of their innings. The expectation from Madushka that Wokes was going to continue with that away swing. Gets the wobble seam, it doesn't pick it up. Shoulders, arms, and is gone. And now another challenge. Gus Atkinson already with 24 test match wickets. Additional catcher in the cordon as well. Completely different approach here from England. They are on the attack. Sri Lanka had sweepers out, square of the wicket either side to protect the boundary. England are not concerned about that.
To reorganise that slip cordon, of course, in the absence of Crawley. So it's Brook who's gone into 2, Root, Brook, Duckett, Lawrence, Pope, the widest of the catches.
It's amazing how that position is so pivotal to a slips cordon, and someone like Zach Crawley who catches so well. Unfortunately, it was his poor technique in catching that is the reason why he's out of this test series with the broken finger. It has been another area of improvement from England over the last couple of years. It's been their catching within that slips cordon. Brook's been fantastic. You can see the communication with them there at the moment, just in terms of the depth of the gully field.
Perfect morning for England. Runs, 100 for Smith, now 2 early wickets with the new ball. 1 for Wokes and 1 for Atkinson. Very full this. And Kusal Mendis just a bit stuck on the crease. There's not much footwork there. It's a good low catch from Jamie Smith. Sri Lanka in all kinds of trouble now. 1 for 2, trailing by 121. They've had a dreadful morning.
देखिए आपने इंश्योरेंस पिछले महीने करवाया था। इस बीमारी का कवर तो 1 साल बाद शुरू होगा।
ये तो ऐसा हुआ कि फोन लिया ये साल और इनकमिंग और आउटगोइंग चालू अगले साल, रेडियो लिया ये साल, गाना बजेगा अगले साल।
हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस में ऐसा ही होता है।
काश इसे किसी ने बताया होता कि हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस की दुनिया बदल गई है। इंट्रोड्यूसिंग Acco Health Insurance with zero waiting period.
हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस की सुबह हो गई है मामू।
मुझे चला दो ना, हरा दे चला दो। कौन सा मैच हुआ?
Well, Angelo Matthews was a bit slow and sluggish in the field, chasing down a couple of deliveries. He's probably had to speed things up in the change room because he's left the field and he would have had to get patted up pretty quickly. Now he's going to have to switch on exceptionally quickly. First thing front of mind will be getting off this pair as well.
Very confident start from Angelo Matthews as a senior player. A good player, been a good player for a long period of time. And has really got to stand tall now. Both these players, Angelo Matthews playing his 110th test. Karunaratne, 92nd appearance. It's on them, senior players. Time to stand up.
कुछ बता बैठ रहा पंजाब है जा जा
That's more the footwork Sri Lanka need. 4 for 2 after 2.
Chef, is the gravy ready?
Yes, chef.
In 2 minutes आरने नंबर टेबल ऑर्डर और गिर बेको
इसमें ना कॉपी डाल और
माँ इतने तक कुछ समझ ही नहीं हो रहा
जब तेरे हाथ का खाना खा लेंगे ना सब आसान हो जाना है
वे अख खोल दुनिया ए बोल 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 जितला तू दुनिया नु बोल मिठे बोल मन तू असल नहीं हो मन तू नकल
और काट ना ऐसे कैमरा खुला सीधा
Usually marries up, doesn't it? When you're seeing the ball well and you've got 100 underneath your belt. It flows on over to the fielding, catching. Smith got into excellent low position. And so Woke starts again in terms of the setup. Away scrambled to get Kusal Mendes. So Wokes helped set up the wicket of Kusal Mendes as well because he had him playing from the crease. Wasn't sure whether or not to come forward or back and ended up just sort of shuffling across and then wanted to try and get forward but really didn't to Atkinson. A little bit of movement behind Wokes.
LB to Wokes in the first innings and just taking guard quite a long way outside his popping crease in the second.
3 overs bowled.
Chef, is the gravy ready?
Yes, chef.
In 2 minutes आरने नंबर टेबल ऑर्डर और गिर बेको
माँ इतने तक कुछ समझ ही नहीं हो रहा
जब तेरे हाथ का खाना खा लेंगे ना सब आसान हो जाना है
वे अख खोल दुनिया ए बोल 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 जितला तू दुनिया नु बोल मिठे बोल मन तू असल नहीं हो मन तू नकल
For England, 4 of those wickets were theirs, but not before they'd upped that lead to a significant one and not before Jamie Smith had gone through to his maiden Test match 100. So that bit of the morning went according to plan. And 2 early wickets with the new ball, 1 apiece for Atkinson and for Wokes. Excellent morning for England. Terrible one for Sri Lanka, who didn't do themselves any favours at all right from the off. And now find themselves in a hole.
Yeah, momentum is mentioned in sport on so many occasions, and Sri Lanka just never gathered any of it right from the start of the day's play. And also right from the start of their innings as well. Opener gone for a duck thanks to Wokes. Number 3 gone for a duck thanks to Atkinson, on the back foot immediately by the England seamers. The perfect start. 3 overs, 2 wickets. Wokes and Atkinson are enjoying this newfound opening partnership. Winning the toss and batting first, they were unders with 236 on the board at Sri Lanka.
कितना ठीक है ना बस देखो इस तरह सीधे से तो कोई जुड़े को ना 1 प्लस पॉइंट तो आपका बेटा है इसमें ओके कह रहे हैं रिच पड़ जाएगी लाइव स्ट्रीमिंग की अरे यार इसका माइक बंद कर दो आपका माइक बंद कर दो आपका ठीक है अच्छा नुरान जी क्या पड़ी रहने दो सही लगे ना देख ले दीदी देखना
What a challenge! It's just another way to spend your weekend. Just 22 players fighting for one ball. It's just about getting it into the net.
Bayern are on fire!
This is just football, but it means everything. VfL Wolfsburg versus FC Bayern München.
A windy but dry Emirates Old Trafford greeted the players for day 3 of this first test. Welcome to highlights from Manchester. A truncated day 2 meant we started day 3 here with England 259 for 6. But Jamie Smith was unbeaten on 72. England's lead was 23. How far could Jamie and the tail extend that?
But the upshot is at the start of day 3 that a start to his test career. But remember, he got 95 at Edgbaston against West Indies. He begins the day unbeaten on 72. It's pretty chilly here in Manchester and a very strong breeze. More of a breeze, actually, a gusty kind of a wind blowing across the ground. So that's something the bowlers will have to contend with today. But thankfully, it's clear of rain. We're not expecting any rain today. Famous last words at Old Trafford, perhaps, but fingers crossed for that. Morning, Stuart. How are you?
Our bowlers and umpire.
Yeah, very well.
Set
for a good day. There was a lot of rain overnight, wasn't there? A bit of concern that we might not start on time. So delighted the players have walked out at 5 to 11 and we're all set. Feels a really important half an hour to start. Sri Lanka have to get rid of Jamie Smith as quickly as they possibly can. That kind of player that can really damage you, particularly batting with the tail. He's got all the shots, of course. So Prabhath Jayasuriya will be hoping to produce one of those corkers from yesterday. He got rid of Brook and Wokes with 2 absolute beauties. He barely turned a ball other than that. He was accurate. But from nowhere, he produced a couple. This is a bit frustrating. We've got a delay here because Sri Lanka are getting one of their close fielders ready, but surely they must have known all the prep that they had, and they must have known they were going to start with a spinner and have a close fielder in, and yet we've got a delay. We're about to go.
Carried. I think there was an edge. Now the umpires did it carry.
Yeah, Gus Atkinson was about to walk off, looked around, full rifle unsure, but I'm sure it carried.
Umpire review.
TV umpire to director, we have an umpire review for a fair catch. I've checked the feet, it's a fair delivery. Take me to front on, please. From that angle looked like it's gone straight in. But take me to front on us, make sure he's edged the ball first. Can you give me ultra edge, please? Yeah, I got a spike on ultra edge, and take me to the catch now, please. It's gone straight in the glove in this angle. I'll take the other angle before I make my final decision. Yeah, his fingers are under. Complete the roll for me. Yeah. I have a decision for the big screen.
Well, just after a first Test 100 for Jamie Smith, it is his first Test wicket for Milan Rathnayaka. A tickle down the leg side, and Gus Atkinson has to go.
Yeah, they've worked hard, the Sri Lankans. They would have much preferred Jamie Smith, but it's Gus Atkinson. That goes caught down the leg side. Good catch by Dinesh Chandimal. Like a batter taking runs, the bowler will take a wicket as it comes. Gus Atkinson gone for 20, 305 for 7.
अब Burger King में मिले 2 new BK Pizza Puff at just ₹59, 2 crispy veg burgers at just ₹79, and 2 crispy chicken burgers at just ₹99. क्योंकि पेट भरेगा, नियत नहीं. See you at Burger King.
And he's edged it through to the keeper. It's an excellent catch to end an excellent innings.
Seam up. It's a brilliant catch from Chandimal, it really is. I wonder if Jayasuriya perhaps thought that Smith was coming again, so he fired it wide. Once he gets over that, he can reflect on what has been another fabulous knock. Elevated to number 6. Up the order, makes no difference. He's unflappable, unshakable, terrific technique, very talented young man indeed. And the crowd here at Old Trafford, which is the best of the week so far, stands to applaud him.
3 overs bowled in their second innings, and England well and truly on top. They have Sri Lanka 10 for 2. Wokes and Atkinson with a wicket apiece. The morning, though, was really around Jamie Smith and his maiden Test match 100. And all of a sudden, with the sun out, England are feeling very comfortable indeed.
Out, 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 please. Abhi mat gir, Guru. 6 more, 6 more. Bhag. Yes!
Bro, who are you supporting? I'm Neo Trading. Real action is happening in the stock markets. Download the Kotak Neo app and start Neo Trading. जो तेज हैं, वो आगे हैं. Investments in securities market are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing.
किलर खास तौर पे भगवान को मानने वाले लोगों को मार रहा है.
Have to look for this killer.
परफ्यूम तो नहीं लगाया था उसने, पर एक हल्की हल्की सी खुशबू 3 दिनों से पूरे शहर में आ रही थी हमें. डोपामीन और ऑक्सीटोसिन बन रहे थे हमारे अंदर, प्यार के हार्मोन्स. दुनिया में सिर्फ 1% का पहला प्यार सक्सेसफुल होता है, बाकी दिल टूटते हैं 99% के.
पहला प्यार, less than 1% chance. Streaming now on Sony Live.
A windy but dry Emirates Old Trafford greeted the players for day 3 of this first test. Welcome to highlights from Manchester. A truncated day 2 meant we started day 3 here with England 259 for 6. But Jamie Smith was unbeaten on 72. England's lead was 23. How far could Jamie and the tail extend that?
But the upshot is at the start of day 3 that England lead by 23. And they're 6 wickets down. Start to his Test career, but remember he got 95 at Edgbaston against West Indies. He begins the day unbeaten on 72. It's pretty chilly here in Manchester and a very strong breeze. More of a breeze, actually, a gusty kind of a wind blowing across the ground, so that's something the bowlers will have to contend with today. But thankfully it's clear of rain. We're not expecting any rain today. Famous last words at Old Trafford, perhaps, but fingers crossed for that. Morning, Stuart, how are you?
Our bowlers and umpire.
Yeah, very well.
Smith
set for a good day. There was a lot of rain overnight, wasn't there? A bit of concern that we might not start on time. So the players have walked out at 5 to 11 and we're all set. It was a really important half an hour to start. Sri Lanka have to get rid of Jamie Smith as quickly as they possibly can.
Kind of player that can really damage you, particularly batting with the tail. He's got all the shots, of course. So Prabhath Jayasuriya will be hoping to produce one of those corkers from yesterday. He got rid of Brook and Wokes with 2 absolute beauties. He barely turned a ball other than that. He was accurate. But from nowhere, he produced a couple. This is a bit frustrating. We've got a delay here because Sri Lanka are getting one of their close fielders ready, but surely they must have known all the prep that they had, and they must have known they were going to start with a spinner and have a close fielder in, and yet we've got a delay. We're about to go.
Carried. I think there was an edge. Now the umpires did it carry.
Gus Atkinson was about to walk off, looked around, pull rifle unsure, but I'm sure he carried.
TV umpire to director, we have an umpire review for a fair catch. I've checked the feet, it's a fair delivery. Take me to front on, please. From that angle, it looks like it's gone straight in. But take me to front on us, make sure he's edged the ball first. Can you give me ultra edge, please? Yeah, I got a spike on ultra edge, and take me to the catch now, please. It's gone straight in the glove in this angle. I'll take the other angle before I make my final decision. Yeah, his fingers are under. Complete the roll for me. Yeah, I have a decision for the big screen.
Well, just after a first Test 100 for Jamie Smith, it is his first Test wicket for Milan Rathnayaka. A tickle down the leg side and Gus Atkinson has to go.
Yeah, they've worked hard, the Sri Lankans. They would have much preferred Jamie Smith, but it's Gus Atkinson. That goes, caught down the leg side. Good catch by Dinesh Chandimal. The batter taking runs, the bowler will take a wicket as it comes. Gus Atkinson gone for 20. 305 for 7.
देखिए आपने इंश्योरेंस पिछले महीने करवाया था इस बीमारी का कवर तो 1 साल बाद शुरू होगा
ये तो ऐसा हुआ कि फोन लिया ये साल और इनकमिंग और आउटगोइंग चालू अगले साल रेडियो लिया ये साल गाना बजेगा अगले साल
हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस में ऐसा ही होता है
काश इसे किसी ने बताया होता कि हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस की दुनिया बदल गई है। Introducing Acco Health Insurance with zero waiting period.
हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस की सुबह हो गई है बाबू।
परफ्यूम तो नहीं लगाया था उसने, पर एक हल्की हल्की सी खुशबू 3 दिनों से पूरे शहर में आ रही थी हमें। डोपामीन और ऑक्सीटोसिन बन रहे थे हमारे अंदर, प्यार के हार्मोन्स। दुनिया में सिर्फ 1% का पहला प्यार सक्सेसफुल होता है, बाकी दिल टूटते हैं 99% के।
पहला प्यार less than 1% chance. Streaming now on Sony Live.
A very confident start from Angelo Matthews as a senior player. A good player, been a good player for a long period of time.
Old in their second innings, and England well and truly on top. They have Sri Lanka 10 for 2. Wokes and Atkinson with a wicket apiece. The morning, though, was really around Jamie Smith and his maiden Test match 100. And all of a sudden, with the sun out, England are feeling very comfortable indeed.
किलर खास तौर पे भगवान को मानने वाले लोगों को मार रहा है।
Have to look for this killer.
The final Grand Slam tournament of the year is here. Watch US Open 26 August to 8 September live on Sony Live.
Chef, is the gravy ready?
Yes, chef.
In 2 minutes, आरने नंबर टेबल ऑर्डर और गिर बैठो। Yes, chef.
माँ इतने तक कुछ समझ ही नहीं हो रहा।
जब तेरे हाथ का खाना खा लेंगे ना, सब आसान हो जाना है।
वे अख खोल दुनिया बोल बोल बोल, जितने तू दुनिया नु बोल मिठे बोल, मन तू असल नहीं हो मन तू नकल।
Streaming now on Sony Live.
Bagged a pair in Test match cricket. He didn't do so today. Got off the mark with a crisp drive through mid-off. He has Dimuth Karunaratne for company as England just finalised their plans, although my suspicion is, with Harry Brooks speaking there, that it might have been a little bit more light-hearted than tactical. England very relaxed and very happy with their position in the game, Nasser Hussain.
Yeah, they played some good cricket, and to be fair to Sri Lanka, they played good cricket for 2 days and one very poor session, and that's all it takes in Test match cricket. The game can be taken away from you, and it needs their 2 most experienced senior players to drag it back in their direction. Karunaratne has played, 92 tests now, and Angelo Matthews 110. So experience in the middle, and it looks like England are going to start with a bit of spin. I think all the seamers, most of them want to bowl at the Jimmy Anderson end. So I think we're going to see Bashir use the drift and the wind, bowling from the Statham end.
Yeah, Chris Wokes finished off before the lunch break. Extended session this morning as we're making up time for that lost yesterday. 2 hours 15. Another extended session in the afternoon, 2 hours 10. And as Nasser rightly said, Bashir with the ball in hand, perhaps to have a go at the left-handed Karunaratne, but also almost certainly, as the seamers prefer, the Jimmy Anderson end. England ready to go. No hint of last-minute shin pads being brought on. The field is up, barring one sweeper on the off.
First boundary. Bit of a loosener, half volley from Bashir. Harry Brook at leg slip, just on the angle. Look at this replay, looks very fine on the angle, leg slip. I think you can go a little bit wider there.
Difficulty for Bashir here is that the wind is not assisting him at all, particularly when bowling to the left-hander, where he wants to get the line sort of in around middle stump. The wind howling across the ground from west to east means that the drift is going to take it wider and wider. He's got to hold his action, be really strong in that action. Leg slip very much in play to the right-handed Matthews. Brook is just inquiring as to whether he's on the right sort of line. Goes a little wider. Because of that breeze, that leg slip is very much in the game if he gets one just to turn and bounce.
Yeah, he got Dhananjaya De Silva out, didn't he? From the other end, caught leg slip. One that did just turn. He bowled that very attacking leg stump line to him. The problem for England is that everyone wants to bowl from the Jimmy Anderson end. Talking of the leg slip, Dhananjaya De Silva bowled it straight as he could, and he just tickled it straight into the hands of Dan Lawrence with a sharp catch.
It's careless, that, wasn't it? Really, he played so well up until that point. The stroke was only ever going to go in that direction. The ball angled down the leg side from the start. It wasn't as though it spun across him and he kind of fenced it there. It was down the leg side and he just dropped it into his hands. First over from Bashir goes for 6, 16 for 2.
Out, please. Abhi mat kar, Guru. 6 more. Bhag. Yes!
Bro, who are you supporting?
I'm Neo Trading. Real action is happening in the stock markets. Download the Kotak Neo app and start Neo Trading. जो तेज हैं, वो आगे हैं. Investments in securities market are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing.
One or two shirt sleeves appearing up on the pod. There was a hint of sunshine during the lunch break. But normal service resumed afterwards. Sun has disappeared for a while. Chris Wokes has that breeze helping him with the outswing, should he choose to employ it. Ask you as captain, that's your time as England captain, would you have ever wandered out into the field on the morning of a test match without having thoroughly kind of gone through what was going to be happening that very first ball?
It looked like it at times, but no, you'd know which bowler was bowling from which end and whether the right equipment was out there. I know you're leading to Sri Lanka this morning. After 2 tough days where they've played really well and been in the game, this morning was just a chamozzle. Didn't know which bowler was bowling at which end, and over 8 was pedestrian, and they were just going through the motions. And Test cricket, I tell you, just take your eye off it for a while and it can jump up and bite you, and it did in that session. Bounce at Old Trafford. Smith says felt a bit high. Pope is going to have a look.
England review.
As the game goes on here at Old Trafford, that
Doesn't appear to be any butt, but he's coming right across it. Can you give me ultra edge, please? There's a little gap as the ball passes the bat on a flat line. I'm satisfied that there's no bat involved. Ball tracker once available. Chris standing by for ball tracker.
Even hoping that perhaps as the pitch gets that little bit older and a bit more worn, that some of that high bounce you get on day one has disappeared. But that looked high, and given not out on the field, it really needs to clump the middle stump as opposed to clip the bails.
Ball tracker coming up now. The original decision is...
Consideration is always height here first as an umpire when the ball is new, and he got that spot on.
Yeah, as did Jamie Smith. He was sceptical. He said to the captain, I think it's a bit high. Pope now 3 reviews, all wrong.
This guy will